Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
Reading another person's mail or emails without their permission. It occurs at times that we have access to a letter or email that was addressed to another person, whether by accidentally receiving the email or the mail to the wrong address, or simply because the person left his computer open with the email right in front of the screen, or you find a letter in the trash. May one read it? So while one who looks into the Talmud, biblical law, or even rabbinical law in the Talmud and in the Shulchanaruch, he will not find any code of law which prohibits reading someone else's letters. However, the famous Ashkenazi leader of the early Middle Ages, Rabbeinu Gershom Ma'or HaGoyle, made a number of institutions for the benefit of humanity and civil rights, and he instituted a cherem against anyone who reads the mail of another person without permission. This cherem, unlike other charamim Rabbeinu Gershom, spread to all the sects of Juri, Sfardim, and Ashkenazim, and does not have any limitation in time. This cherem is halachically binding, and it's thus forbidden halachically for one to read other people's mail or any private document that belongs to them or is related to them. Some person go as far as say that the takanas of Rabbeinu Gershom carry biblical weight as they have the status of a shvua, of a swear. This takana of Rabbeinu Gershom is recorded in Mena Rishonim and Achreinim, Shut Marami Rottenberg 1022, the Kol Bay Maramin, the Beragoyla, Knes Sagdeila, Alochas Ktanis, Chikekelev, Beis David, and other paiskim. What is the reason behind this prohibition, behind this takana, behind this cher? So the paiskim suggest several reasons behind the prohibition, meaning that it's prohibited under several grounds. Number one, stealing. Reading another person's mail can be considered shayil shalem adas, borrowing something without permission, which is stealing. This, however, would only apply if you physically took the mail into your hands, not if you overlooked someone's shoulder and read their email. Another reason is because of the Isra Megalos Sedesav. It's forbidden to reveal the secrets of another. It's brought in Yuma 4b, recorded in the Alter Shulchan 156, Halacha 14. Halachas Ketana suggests it's also because of Rechilus. Rechilus is a prohibition of the Torah against going around and spreading even true information about a person. So what difference does it make if you spread it to others or if you gather the information about that person for yourself? Another suggestion is also because of Ahavta l'reacha kamocha, which is a command that one shouldn't do to others what he wouldn't want done to himself. And just like one would want and desire privacy for his letters, emails, etc., so too he shouldn't do so to others. The Chikelev also suggests it's considered Gnevas Das, as you're literally stealing the information of another person. Whatever the case, reading another person's mail is usher under several grounds. Now what about email or SMS and WhatsApp messages? If you have access to someone else's emails or phone, either because you have the password or you're looking over their shoulder, are you allowed to read it? So even though, of course, the original takana of Rabbeinu Gershom involved physical mail, as electronic mail didn't exist, the reasons behind the takana apply likewise towards electronic mail and messages. And therefore, it's an isser to read someone else's emails or messages and WhatsApps, even if you're simply looking over their shoulder and you're not actually taking their phone or their computer. It goes without saying that you cannot invade one's privacy and figure out their password to enter into their email account. We will now address a number of questions relating to this isser. Does it apply also to the mail of a Gentile? May a Jew read the mail of a Gentile, or is that also included in the Isser in Takana Rabbeinu Gershom? The Chikelev writes that it applies likewise towards a Gentile's mail or email, as the Isser partially is based on Gnevas Das and Gzela and Gneva, which is also to do both to a Jew and to a Gentile, according to Allah. And therefore, practically, all these laws apply whether you're reading a Jew's mail or a Gentile's mail. It is not allowed to be done. Does this Isser apply to mail that has been thrown in the garbage? You find a letter on the floor near the garbage. Are you allowed to read it? In the Takana of Rabbeinu Gershom, it explicitly states it does not apply to discarded mail. It is permitted to read. So once it's in the trash, you can read whatever you want. Therefore, anyone who has private mail that they are discarding must be aware to use what's called a paper shredder. Shred evidence, because if you're throwing it in the public, you have no protection against invasion of privacy. Not according to halacha and not according to secular law. What do you do if you accidentally received another person's mail, whether an email or physical snail mail? So in such a case, It is forbidden to read the mail. He must notify the correct addressee who it was sent for of the mail that he received, or alternatively send it back to the sender by simply writing return to sender a wrong address on the mail and placing it in your nearest mailbox. What about investigative work for the sake of a mitzvah or criminal investigation, such as a bezdin, a school, a parent? May they look into the private mail or emails and documents of the student or child? The answer is, for the sake of strengthening Torah and mitzvahs, it is permitted to do so. And certainly it's permitted to do so for the sake of preventing a crime and protect oneself and others from possible monetary loss or physical damage. From all the above, we can also understand something quite common that people are not aware of and is forbidden according to the above halacha. And that is that if someone sends you a private email, very commonly people click the option called forward and forward it to other people for whatever reason that they have to involve them in this email. One must know that a private email sent by an individual may not be forwarded to anyone else unless you have their explicit permission. So if you want to forward it, ask them first, can I forward it to someone else? Likewise, if you received an email that was forwarded and you know it was forwarded from someone else's private mail to someone, don't read it until you find out from them if they got permission to share it with you. Regarding the secular law, the different countries have different laws regarding this matter. Regarding the United States, so U.S. federal law, in the United States Constitution, Section 1702 states that it's illegal for one to commit mail theft, and intentionally doing so is a federal crime that can land one in prison for up to 5 years. Likewise, reading someone else's mail or email, even if you don't steal it, such as by email, you're not stealing anything, you're just reading it. This may fall under the Fourth Amendment, which protects the privacy of a citizen. And one who accesses someone else's mail or email without their permission can be sued under state or federal law, at times a civil case, and at times even a criminal case. This depends on the circumstances. So we see that secular law as well has enacted similar laws to that of Rabbeinu Gershon. One major difference, however, is that according to secular law, it's not illegal to look over someone's shoulder and read their email. According to Rabbeinu Gershon, even doing just that is forbidden.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.